Hi, my name is Alejandra Valenzuela. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for coming to watch this video. I started this channel not too long ago. There's only 2 other videos that you can go and watch and catch up very quickly to learn more about who I am and why I started the channel. And if you've seen both of those videos and you're coming back for this 3rd one, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you. I am currently in the state of Bahia. I'm in Brazil, right by the ocean. It's beautiful here. And at the same time, there are so many bugs that one is crawling on the screen right now. You cannot see it, but oh man, they're everywhere. And this is my mosquito net above me. I'm in my room right now, my little hut. So there might be bugs flying all around, and we're just gonna go with it and see how it goes. Yep, see, there's one right there. Okay. So today I want to talk about something that has really been on my mind, especially after starting this channel. And I'm experiencing some fear. I'm experiencing a little bit of doubt. Like, what the heck do I share with you guys? You know, what do I feel comfortable sharing out in the open, in public? And I recently saw a video that my friend had sent me. He's working with one of his clients, and she's a life coach, and he told me, I think you would really get along with her. And so he sent me her contact information, and I've actually never met her. But when I was doing some research on her and I went to one of her videos, she said that it was tough for her to come out of the closet in a spiritual sense. And I thought, oh man, I think I know what she's talking about. I mean, what she referenced is, not necessarily my experience. She was talking about remembering past lives in Atlantis and possibly Lemuria. I can't really remember, but it was something to that effect. And what I noticed in her and what I really loved is there was a confidence, and she was very comfortable just saying this and not making a big deal out of it. And I thought, wow, I don't know if I'm there yet. I feel like such a novice in so many ways. And so I thought maybe this is something that I'd like to discuss. Because as something is beginning to crack open in me, and I feel like this 6th sense is starting to take place, I recognize and I understand that maybe, the majority of people don't have this, So what do I feel comfortable with sharing that, because right now I have a little bit of a fear and a hesitance that I'm going to sound cuckoo. Like I'll share something and someone will go, cuckoo, okay, that's a little cray-cray. And I have got a reason to believe this, because when I had my spiritual awakening, and that I speak about in the very first video I posted, I got to tell you, things were really messy after that moment. Okay, this was not a tidy looking spiritual awakening. I'm not sure if anyone's ever had that, but that was not me. And there is a part of me that was so excited and so blown away by the clarity and the love, and this divinity that I felt I connected to, that I wanted to share it with the world. And so I shared it with a bunch of people, and some people could really hold space for me, and with others, let's just say they couldn't hold space at all. And it backfired. And I think there are relationships that I'm still repairing to this day, 2 years, for something that happened 2 years ago. Um, and, there are lots of layers as to why. But still, the fact is, I shared something and I don't feel like it got received with everybody the same way in a place that really supported me. So I figure if I'm going through this, maybe there are others who are going through it too. And so, those are my neighbors down there. If you hear them, they're two cute little girls and their mom. So, I guess what I wanted to share is a moment that that happened to me along the way, and I think I will share this part of it because it's I feel comfortable in saying it. So there was a gentleman who was very big into astrology, had this, intense program. I'm sure it was very expensive. And, he's the type that rolls his eyes when he looks at the newspaper and it says, Virgo for September, here's what you can expect. He rolls his eyes because he says it is so much more sophisticated than that. And I wanted to get a reading. And he told me two things that I can really remember, and only one of them is relevant to share with you at this time. So he told me that in my chart, and it was like right now in my life, that there was an aunt who was very important for me. And so I remember listening to this reading like, who is he talking about? I can't imagine, because I'm going through my different tias. I love you all, tias. I don't want you to watch this video and say it wasn't me. No, I love you, tias. But it was like there was a resonance that I was waiting to happen, like a click where I thought, oh, this is who I'm supposed to reach out to. And the click finally happened. It didn't happen during the reading, but I meditated and sat with it for a little bit. And all of a sudden, one of my tias comes to mind. And the interesting thing is, I call her tia, which means aunt in Spanish. But she's not technically a tia by blood, but she feels very much like a tia in my heart. And as soon as I realized it's her I'm supposed to connect with, I reached out to her. And I had been sharing with her many things that have started to happen with me on my journey. And just so you know, my tia is a total badass, okay? She is a professor of theology and religious studies, like, duh, Alejandra. And she is extremely well educated. She has lived in various cultures. She's studied all kinds of faiths. We both have a very strong connection to the Virgen de Guadalupe. I've been with her to Mexico City on her Saints' Day, on Guadalupe Saints' Day, 12/12. And she's just someone who is immersed in not just religious theory but mysticism. She is a friend of all things indigenous, indigenous cultures, and so I really respect and value her opinion. So I remember one time, this one moment when I spoke to her, and I think she was listening to me intently. I think her hand was like this, just waiting for it. She seems so calm as I am freaking out, telling her, and I got this, and I got this. And I remember I'm pretty sure I was crying because I said, Tia, I don't know what's happening to me. I don't but to the outside world, it might seem like I'm going crazy, but there is something in these messages that feels very, very rooted in love. And it feels very connected to the one love, to the great love. And, and I just asked her for support. Could she support me in any way? And this is what my tia's response to me was. She said, well, mija, you know that everyone, a lot of people, thought that Jesus and his disciples were crazy. And I thought about this for a second. And then I thought, okay, yeah, I believe that's true. And without missing a beat, she looks at me and she says, so mija, there's historical precedent for what you're going through. And I gotta tell you that as soon as she said it, this is someone who I consider an elder, not just a scholar. I consider her an elder. It was like I fell back into, her arms, metaphorically speaking. And I felt safe, and I felt seen and held. And it confirmed that everything was going to be okay. That everything was going to be okay. So, Tia, I would very much like to thank you for holding massive space like that for me. It was such a gift. It was such a gift. And I love you very much. And I hope that anyone who feels like, whether you're coming out of the closet in a traditional sense, I hope that you find someone, or a spiritual sense, I hope that there is someone like that for you, that can hold it and hold you and allow you to feel okay in your own skin, allow you to feel okay with whatever it is that you're going through. So that's what I wanted to share. Coming out of the spiritual closet. I am still, I still feel some nervousness, but I hope that, I feel confident that I will get over it. Or maybe not get over it. Maybe that's a horrible phrase that we say to one another, get over it. I don't think actually that it's about getting over it. I think that I'm really going to know that how anyone else reacts with the stuff that I share, that it has nothing to do with me. That my experiences are my experiences. I know that they are full of love. They feel very real to me. And I feel so grateful that I'm able to have this. So maybe it's just about being comfortable in my own skin and to know that I may share things that will go over people's heads. Or they may look at me and say, cuckoo. And it has nothing to do with me. And, the more I think about this huge shift that's happening in the world, I think that we are going to get to a place where it'll be normal to speak about things more mystical and more spiritual. I mean, for crying out loud, look at all the religious text. It's as if mysticism and all of that magic, stopped during that time, which makes no sense, which makes no logical sense. The burning bush, or the Holy Spirit descending upon the disciples and them speaking in tongue. I've met people with very, very incredible gifts. Very incredible gifts. I think maybe we call them different names now, but I think there's evidence in sacred scripture for stuff that's happening now. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope it serves some purpose. I hope if anyone feels like they're cracking open and maybe they have a sixth sense, or whether it's visions or just direct messages, or whatever it may be. I really hope you have someone like I did, my tia, and ask for guidance. Ask for someone to come into your life that you can first share it with, and maybe get a sense so that you can be grounded, and know that it's okay, that you're in good hands. If it feels good, if it feels connected and centered in love, you'll be in good hands. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I'll check back in with you guys soon. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.